Hello students, welcome back to the second part of science. We are studying human body and organ system. In that we have already finished external respiration, the respiratory system, also the various organs used in respiratory system. Then we have seen the blood circulatory system, the heart, the arteries, veins and the capillaries. Today we will be seeing the next part. Today we will see blood circulation through heart, functioning and of heart. Now, process of pumping the blood towards various parts of the body and bringing it back towards the heart is called blood circulation. So as to maintain the continuity in circulation, heart alternately contracts and relaxes. So why does the heart contract and relaxes? To maintain the continuation of circulation. For the circulation to get complete, it keeps on contracting and relaxes. Consequent single contraction and relaxation of heart constitutes a single heartbeat. When once the heart contracts and releases, it gives us one single heartbeat. So what is blood circulation? It is a process of pumping of blood towards the various part of the body and bringing it back towards the heart is called blood circulation. I've also shared a figure with it. You may see for the reference. The next is blood. Blood is a red colored fluid material. It is fluid connective tissue. The oxygenated blood is deep red in color. It is salty in taste. Its pH is 7.4. That means it's neither alkaline nor acidic. Blood is composed of two main components. One is the plasma and second are the blood cells. Now in plasma we have two more ingredients, albumin, fibrinogen and prothrombin. Let us study plasma first. Plasma is a pale yellow, clear, and slightly alkaline fluid. It contains 90 to 92% of water, 6 to 8% proteins, and 1 to 2% inorganic salts and other components. Now, in plasma, we also have albumin. Albumin distributes the water all over the body. Globulins, it is for protection. Fibrinogen and prothrombin helps in blood clotting process, like when you fall down, when you get hurt and when the blood starts bleeding, that time after some time the blood stops and after a few days you may see a covering over it, a brown colored covering. That covering is due to fibrinogen and prothrombin into it. Plasma also contains inorganic ions, which are calcium, potassium, sodium. It controls the function of muscles and nerves. Now, after plasma, we have blood cells. Blood cell is also a part of blood. Now, blood cells are of three types. One is red blood corpuscles, which is also called as RBCs. Then you have white blood cells, which is also called as WBCs. And we have platelets. Let's study the function and about the red blood corpuscles. These are small, circular, and enucleated cells. These cells appear red color due to hemoglobin. Oxygen dissolves in blood due to hemoglobin. The question can come here as why is red blood corpuscles red in color? Because it has hemoglobin into it. Now there are 50 to 60 lakh RBCs present in each cubic milliliter of blood. RBCs are produced in red bone marrow and live for about 100 to 127 days. After this, we have white blood cells, which is also called as WBCs. These are large nucleated and colorless cells. This does not have any color, and that's why we call it as white blood cells. It is 5,000 to 10,000 WBCs are present per millimeter cube of blood. Five types of WBCs are present. Those are basophils, eosinophils, neutrophils, monocytes, and lymphocytes. WBCs are produced in red bone marrow. As we have seen, the RBC is also produced in red bone marrow and WBC is also produced in red bone marrow. WBCs act as soldiers in our body. The function of it is these cells attack the pathogen entering our body. They protect us from microbial diseases. That means whenever we are having some disease, the first cell to attack over the pathogen which is entering the body is WBCs. That is the reason why the WBCs count into our body should be proper so that we can fight against the disease. Then we have platelets. These are extremely small and disc shaped. Two 2.5 to 4 lakh platelets are present per millimeter cube of blood. The function of platelet is platelets participate in blood clotting process. Blood clotting means when the blood is flowing and when it stops after some time. The process is known as clotting process. Now after this we have the next as functions of blood. There are various functions of blood. This is a very important topic you need to learn and remember also and understand it. The first function of blood is transport of gases. Oxygen is carried via blood from lungs to cells in various parts of body and carbon dioxide from tissues to lungs. The second is transport of nutrients. Simple nutrients like glucose, amino acids, fatty acids are taken up by the blood from wall of alimentary canal and transported up to each cell in the body. Now, since the blood is flowing throughout the body, with the blood these nutrients also are carried throughout the body. The transport of waste material. Nitrogenous waste like ammonia, urea, keratin are also used by tissues into blood, which carries those to kidney for excretion. So waste material is also taken out with the help of blood. Next is protection. Antibi- Antibodies are produced in the blood and they protect the body from microbes and other harmful particles. Fifth is transport of enzymes and hormones. Blood transport the enzymes and hormones from the site of the production to the site of the action. Now, whatever uh, juices that we have or whatever acids that we have, wherever it is present, it is not acted on that particular place only, whereas it can be taken to the other part also and action can be done. So so the function of blood is also to carry these enzymes and hormones from one place, from the place of their production, from the site of the production to the site of action. Then is thermoregulation. Body temperature is maintained constant at 37 degree by vasodilation and vasoconstriction. Body temperature is also maintained. Next is maintaining the balance of minerals like sodium, potassium in the body. If bleeding, the last it is, if bleeding occurs at the injury, platelets and proteins called fibrinogen of the blood form a clot and seal the injury. This is very important as if the sealing is not done in correct time, blood will keep on going and it may give problems to our body. So this fibrinogen is very important into our blood. Next we have is the human blood groups. We all know children there are four human blood groups which we usually hear about. That is the A, B, AB and O. AB is called as universal, those are the donors and the recipients are O. Let us study about the blood groups now. Depending upon the proteins like antigens and antibodies, different blood groups are formed. There are four main groups of human blood as A, B, AB and O. Besides these, there are two as Rh negative and Rh positive of each of these four groups. Thus, in all, eight blood groups are formed. Now, how come 8? That is first A positive, A negative. This will give 2. Same way B positive, B negative, once again 2. AB positive, AB negative, once again 2. And O positive, O negative will give 2. So 4 main groups out of which each one is positive, one is negative. So accordingly we are having 8 blood groups. Now blood donation. If a person meets an accident, bleeding occurs through wounds. Many times, blood transfusion is necessary during the surgical operation. Similarly, blood is transfused in case of patients of anemia, thalassemia, cancer too. Blood transfusion is carried out to compensate the blood shortage in body. This is called as blood transfusion. Now, in many cases like accidents or in operations we require blood. That time how do we get this blood? If there's some donor, he or she can donate. But when we don't have anybody of the same blood group has to be same. Like if I'm O positive, I need a blood of O positive only. No other blood can enter my body. So if in case if I don't have O positive person somewhere around me, I will take blood from the blood blanks, and in those blood banks there is blood which is stored in proper condition and which can be used for the patients. So this process is called as blood donation. Person who donates the blood may be a recipient in future. Blood donation without any expectation is always life saving. Blood is required in various situations like accidents, bleeding, surgical operations, etc. Blood donated by a healthy person is used to save the life of needful person. Hence, blood donation is considered as the best donation. Maybe today I am giving blood, maybe the same blood I will require tomorrow. So it is no harm in donating. Next is the blood banks. Blood is collected in the blood bank by specific method from a healthy person and supplied to a needful persons. If the collected blood is not to be used immediately, it can be stored for some days in refrigerator. In big hospitals, you will see refrigerators in which blood is stored in a proper manner and that can be used later. Now, who are blood donors? Person who donates the blood is referred as blood donor. And who are blood recipient? The person who receives the blood is referred as recipient. Person of the blood group O can donate the blood to the person having any other blood group, whereas a person with AB blood group can receive the blood from the person with any other blood group. Hence, person of blood group O is called as universal donor. O is universal donor, and the person with blood group AB is called as universal recipient because AB will consist of A as well as B, so AB is called as universal recipient. Next, we'll see is the blood pressure. Blood is continuously kept flowing through the blood vessels due to contraction relaxation of the heart. We've already seen how the heart contracts and relaxes, and because of which the blood is continuously flowing. Due to the contraction of heart, pressure is exerted on the wall of the arteries and it is called as a blood pressure. So the pressure which is exerted on the arteries due to this flow is called as blood pressure. Proper blood pressure is necessary to supply the blood in all parts of the body. Pressure recorded during the contraction of the heart is called as systolic pressure, and that one recorded during the relaxation is called as the diastolic pressure. Blood pressure of a healthy person is 120/80 mm to 139/89 mm of Hg. Hg is mercury. It is measured with the help of a instrument known as manometer. This instrument, which is shown in the slide here, you must have seen in the clinics. When a person goes for the checkup, the doctor first does is takes this machines and measures your blood pressure, and then he will tell you whether you are a normal, whether you are having high BP or low BP. The normal blood pressure of a person should be 180 to 120 to 80, and there are when the heart contracts, that is called as systolic pressure, and when the heart relaxes, it is called as diastolic pressure. Let us see the next, that is hypertension, that is high blood pressure. High blood pressure, then the normal is referred as hypertension. Now, what is the normal? It is 120/80. So, if your measuring instrument is recording more than it, it is known as hypertension, that is high blood pressure. In arteries of the person with hypertension, unnecessary tension develops. Heart needs to perform more function than a normal condition in case of hypertension. Both systolic and diastolic pressures are high in hypertension. Even when you go for a regular checkup and if you're into tension, the pressure may increase and you may have a record of high BP. That time the doctor will first tell you to calm down, to come to normal, and then only once again he takes the blood pressure and tells you how's the blood pressure. Blood production occurs continuously in our body. About 350 ml of blood is collected from the person during donation, and our body restores the fluid part of it within 24 hours. So, once you donate the blood, within 24 hours, the body is again going to gain the blood. Pregnant and breastfeeding women cannot donate the blood. There is no trouble during or after the blood donation. 1st of October is observed as National Voluntary Blood Donation Day. Healthy person of age more than 18 years can donate the blood of 3 to 4 times a year. So in a year, you can donate 3 to 4 times. Let us see the types of blood pressure, the systolic and the diastolic pressure. In normal blood pressure, the systolic pressure is 90 to 119 millimeter, and diastolic should be 60 to 79 millimeter. Next, in the primary hypertension, it should be 120, 139, and diastolic should be 80, 89. Hypertension stage 1, that is high BP stage 1, it should be 140, 159, and the diastolic should be 90, 99. Hypertension stage 2, that is high BP stage 2, it should be more than 1, it is more than 160, and the diastolic is more than 100. For the earlier part of the lesson, that is the first part, you may see the earlier video which is already posted. With this, we finish the lesson. Thank you for watching this slide.